Good evening, everybody. Before we start, thanks very much for joining us. The press conference will work this way. Glenn Johnson will take questions first, and then, if you permit us, he will then be released and allow him to go and train. Then we'll take questions for our manager, Kenny Dalby.
Dobrý den, dámy a pánové, dobrý večer, vítejte na této tiskovce, jenom ta organizace. Nejdřív bude odpovídat Glenn Johnson, pak ho uvolníme na trénink a pak pokud budete mít další dotazy na trenéra.
Can we start with Glenn, please?
Glenn, you're on a good and beaten run. What do you think is the key to that?
I think the lads have been working very hard in training to get things back to basics, and the lads have been enjoying training a lot more. So I think the lads have got a smile on their face and stuff now, so they're enjoying their football again.
Myslím, že jste se dostal teďka do dobré formy, Glenn. Co je zatím? Jo, baví mě trénovat a myslím si, že jsem zpátky ve hře.
Yes, obviously out of position if you like, but obviously I'm happy to play for the team, and sometimes through your career you have to do things that suit the team and not suit yourself, so obviously I'm more than happy to do a job for the team.
Otázka, jak se vám hraje na levém beku, no jasně, tak není to moje pozice, ale jsem tady pro tým, takže proč ne, nebudu hrát na levém beku.
Yeah, I think you could say that. Like you say, obviously we've picked up a few good results recently, so hopefully we're on the way up now.
Vrátila se do týmu sebedůvěra a jistota? Myslíte si? Ano, myslím si, že jo, ty výsledky z poslední doby, které jsou dobrý, tak určitě přispěly k lepší pohodě a sebevědomí týmu.
I think the lads, just taking each game as it comes. The most important thing is the next game, and obviously if we concentrate on that, then we'll see where we are come the end of the season.
Mluví se mezi hráčema o tom, kdybyste se přece jenom mohli dostat ještě do nejlepší čtyřky v Premier League, myšleno. V zásadě ano, ale každý zápas je vždycky aktuální ten, který přichází, takže to je možná teďka brzo. Prostě je potřeba se soustředit vždycky na ten bezprostřední zápas.
Yes, every competition is important, and obviously any cup, while you're in it, you obviously got a chance to win it. So, and like I said earlier, take each game as it comes and see where you end up.
Myslíte si, že máte šanci vyhrát ten pohár? A jak je pro vás důležitý? On tak v zásadě každý pohár, který se zúčastníme, no, tak považujeme za důležitý. Tak jak už jsem říkal, každý zápas, který hrajeme, tak se v tu chvíli na něj chceme soustředit a chceme ho vyhrát.
Sorry? I don't know. Obviously I'm sure Kenny and the lads will inform everybody, but I don't know too much. Sorry about it? Yeah, definitely. I think it shows everybody where the club's going, and it's always nice to have the young lads competing for places, and it's good for them to be involved and be around the team.
Zase otázka týká toho mladého hráče Sterlinga, který se může stát nejmladším hráčem, pokud by nastoupil v historii. Nakolik ho sledujete, to je spíš asi otázka pro trenéra, nicméně určitě i si v klubu to mezi hráčem a budí dobrý dojem, když někdo takhle mladý se dostává nahoru a ukazuje to do určitý míry, kde ten klub je a jak si stojí.
Yeah, like I said, it's great to have the young lads around the team, and it's good for them and good for their careers, and competition for places is healthy for any team.
Pokud se týče nejenom Sterlinga, ale i těch ostatních hodně mladých hráčů, jak se díváte na to, že třeba v zásadě jsou konkurencí pro vás osobně, na váš post, tak v zásadě je jasný, že ty mladí se spou nahoru a pro tým je tohle jenom zdraví, když ta konkurence v týmu je. What do you expect of tomorrow's game, and how much confidence do you have before tomorrow against Sparta?
Obviously, any game at this level is obviously going to be a tough game. Obviously, we expect them to be very organised and try and be hard to beat, and obviously we'll be concentrating on ourselves and try and get a good training session in tonight, and like I say, prepare ourselves right, and that's all we can do.
Tak každý takovýhle zápas je těžký, myslím, že budou mít dobře organizovanou hru a nebude lehký je porazit, nicméně já doufám, že dneska dobře potrénujeme a že se nám podaří uspět.
Any more questions for Glenn?
Greg, you said you're happy to play left back for the team. How much adaptation and work have you had to put into going into that role?
We haven't done too much, to be honest. Obviously, when we do the team shape, obviously I set out at left back or whichever formation we're playing that day, and that's pretty much as I've done there. But obviously, the more games you play there, the more comfortable you get. So I don't feel too out of position, to be honest.
Otázka na adaptaci na post levýho beka, na kterým není tolik zvyklý hrát z minulosti. Jasně určitou adaptaci to zabere, nebo je potřeba se na to zvyknout, ale já jsem připravený hrát v zásadě na jakýmkoliv místě, kde mě tým potřebuje, a ať už jde o jakýkoliv místo, tak čím víc zápasů na něm člověk se hraje, tak tím se tam víc věří.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah, as he said himself, the team's more important than any one individual. And, without trying to undermine the importance of the individual, it's great credit to them that he's prepared to play out of position. He's England's right full-back. He played last week for England at right full-back, and he's done an excellent job for us at left full-back. As I said, the team's needs come first, and you can tell with Glenn's comments that he fully appreciates that, and we fully appreciate that maybe it isn't his preferred choice, but then I suppose it's better than being substitute.
Ještě jednou k tomu tématu Glena Johnsona na levém beku, jak se na to díváte, je jasný, že prostě holt někdy si hráč nemůže vybírat a holt musí nastoupit na takovém týmu, na takovém postu, který mu trenér určí, a pokud je o tom, tak si bude hrát nevím, za nároďák na tomhle postu nebo za tým na tomhle, tak vždycky jde ve finále o to, aby prostě pracoval pro tým, a konec konců myslím, že je furt lepší, když hraje na nějakým postu, který nepreferuje, než když je náhradník.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time we should have qualified. The reason why we never managed before was because of government decision through FIFA to ban us. So that's a great honour for me to be involved with Liverpool Football Club, irrespective of the competition. And being involved in Europe just gives an extra little plus there, I think. As I say, it's up to us now to carry on the good work that was done by Roy and the players to get us this far. And it's a competition that we're involved in that only seems to be unimportant to people who aren't involved in it. So we'll be doing our best to get the results that everybody wants here.
Otázka týkající se toho vlastně působení Kanady Dalgliše teď poprvé v ruském kontextu jako trenér, protože když byl poprvé trenér Liverpoolu, tak měl Liverpool zákaz, takže evropský konkurenci se neobjevoval v ruských pohárech, a prostě je to tak, že ta realizace tehdy musela respektovat, a teď jsme v jiné situaci, takže se budeme snažit podle svých nejlepších možností uspět.
I would just say it's important. I mean, how do you answer how? How do you define how? It's important, isn't it? It's important because it's the next game. As I said, they've done very well, Roy, and the players have done very well to get this far. We want to keep it going as long as we can.
Jak moc je pro vás ta soutěž důležitá, tak samozřejmě je to důležitý, a každý takový zápas je důležitý, a pokud jde o to, tak teď jsme měli dnešní dobrých zápasů a budeme se snažit ji prodloužit a hrát co nejlépe.
Last one from Vinny, then the gentleman there in the shop.
Yeah, it's fantastic for Raheem to be involved, as it is for the three other lads. Obviously Tom Ince has been involved in the Europa League before, but it's for the four lads from the youth team. It's a fantastic occasion for them, and we want to make sure that they feel part and parcel of the football club, and they're there because they deserve to be there, and because maybe the injuries that we've got at the moment dictates that they are there, but they've done very well, and none of them will be carried away with the result they got the other night there in the Youth Cup, although it was a fantastic result and a great performance. And we'll just be more sensible with the kids, and hopefully some of the stories in the papers were this morning about young Raheem. I mean, we've got a babysitter organised for him tonight for the hotel when we go back, and he's doing his homework before he gets to sleep, so we'll make sure that he doesn't miss any of his school education.
Otázka týkající se Henninga Sterlinga a jeho vývoje nebo prostě postupu v klubu. Je jasný, že je fantastický, že takovýhle hráč má vůbec šanci hrát takovou soutěž, jako je Evropská liga, zaslouží si to a není jediný z té mladé generace, kteří se dostali takhle vysoko, předvedli to konců v těch mládežnických pohárech, že tahle generace má potenciál a my se budeme snažit, aby skloubili i s jeho vzděláním, aby si včas udělal úkoly a šel brzo spát a splnil si svoje školní povinnosti.
Gentleman there.
Pane Galbuši, můžete nasadit Gerarda, Carola a Agera, jak to s nimi vypadá? Carol, Ager, Gerard, jak to s nimi vypadá a kdy je budete mít k dispozici? Je možné, že už příští týden budete?
Mr. Zanovic, you can't play Gerard, Carroll and Ager. What are the latest developments as far as the health is concerned? And is it possible that you can get involved, get them involved next week at Anfield?
There's a possibility that two would be fit out of the three for next week. For this week, obviously, for the game tomorrow night, there's none of the three of them available. They're all injured, and we've also Christian Poulsen, who's stayed at home because his wife's due a baby, so for tomorrow night. But I think she'll have had the baby by the time the second leg comes up next week, so he should be available as well.
Tak je jasný, že zítra božít nemůžeme, ale možnost, že nasadíme příští týden, tady existuje, konec konců to se týká i Christiana Poulsena, muž rodí žena, ale myslím, že do té doby dítě bude na světě, takže je možný, že nastoupí.
So gentleman at the back.
Srdcem klubu je Stevie Gerrard. Je to velká ztráta na evropské scéně pro Liverpool, když není?
Stevie Gerrard is certainly the heart of the club. Is it a big loss for you not to have him in the squad in European competition?
Yeah, but I don't think Stephen's featured in too many previous rounds. I know he came on against Napoli and scored a hat-trick in the second half. So Stephen's a fantastic footballer. And obviously we'd much rather he was fit than been injured, but he is what he is, and we are where we are, so we just have to get on with it. But as I say, he is a fantastic footballer.
Jasný, že to ztráta je, protože Steve je fantastický fotbalista a podával výborný výkony v těch posledních zápasech. Dokazuje to dlouhodobě, že je výborný. Takže samozřejmě, že bychom byli radši, kdyby nebyl zraněný, bychom měli k dispozici, ale prostě musíme brát situaci takovou, jaká je. Zraněný je, takže se nedá nic dělat.
Dáviš myslí, že jak velká nevýhoda je pro Spartu, že vlastně 2,5 měsíce nehrála, nebo 2 měsíce nehrála soutěžní zápas. A druhá věc je, jak vzpomíná na všichni vlastně na Bergera se Šmicerem, Berger byl jeho soupeř, tak jak na něj vzpomíná.
Two questions actually. Do you think it's a big disadvantage that Sparta hadn't played competitive a game for 2.5 months? And the other one is, how much do you remember those good old times with Berger being part of Liverpool, actually your neighbour, those times?
Well, I was at Liverpool the same time as Patrick was at Liverpool. He did live next door to me for a lot of the time he was there, but also a lot of that time I wasn't at Liverpool anyway. I was at Newcastle and Celtic, I think. So no, we've just seen him earlier on. It's always great to see the former players. And Patrick was an excellent player for Liverpool Football Club and made a fantastic contribution to the club. So it's always nice to see him. More as a footballer than as a neighbour, I may add. What was the first question? Well, they've lost a couple of players as well. They've sold 2 excellent players, Sparta. They've replaced them with 2 or 3 signings. They haven't played too many games. We understand they got themselves in a little bit of trouble with short numbers in the tournaments they played, trying to fool us in Spain, I think, or Dubai. But we've seen them play several times on tape, so we know roughly what we're up against. We know they're a very good side, and we know it'll be a very difficult match for us.
Tak nejdřív k tomu Patrikovi, tam bylo trošku tak, že jsme nebyli úplně vždycky celou dobu spolu, že jsem taky byl v Newcastle a v Celticu toho dobu, nicméně vím, že prostě byl výborný hráč a mi přispěl k tehdejší úspěšné hře klubu a je to bezvadný chlapík a konec konců vždycky se s ním rád setkávám nebo s jakýmikoliv bývalýma hráčema a kolegama. Pokud jde o tu odpověď na tu první otázku, vím, že Sparta během přestávky přišla o 2 vynikající hráče, navíc nehrála moc soutěžních zápasů, tam byly ještě nějaký problémy s těma číslama na dresu a takovéhle věci, ale já jsem viděl pár zápasů, který hráli na videu a jsou samozřejmě silný tým, takže věřím, že to nebudeme mít lehký.
But we don't know how it's going to affect them, not having played for 2.5 months in a competitive game. It might be a benefit, it might be detrimental until they play. We're just having a guess, so we'll go for the former. We'll think that they'll be refreshed from it, and it's up to us to compete against them.
Ani nevíme, jak je to ovlivní tato přestávka bez zápasů soutěžních 2,5 měsíce. Může to být dokonce pro ně určitá výhoda, takže prostě až realita ukáže, co vlastně momentálně Sparta je schopná předvést.
Byl naposled na tomto stadionu a jestli k tomu může říct nějaký podrobnosti.
So John, did you remember when exactly you were here at this particular stadium the last time? And if so, do you remember any details?
Not a clue. I think there would be, it could possibly be Scotland and Czechoslovakia.
Myslím si, že to bylo nějaký utkání proti Československu.
I think they might have lost, or we won 1-0. We won 2-0.
No, you lost.
Oh, lost 2-0. Well, don't be very good on the road.
Utkání Skotska s Československem, prohráli, my jsme vyhráli, ne?
I think it was only a friendly.
Nebyl přátelský zápas, to byla kvalifikace. It was the World Cup qualifier for the 1970.
Oh, was that what we qualified? We won 2-1 at Hampden. 1973.
Yeah, 1976.
73 hrál za Skotskou v Bratislavě a prohráli
1-0. In 73 it was Slovakia and you lost 0-1. But in 78 you appeared for Scotland again here at Letné and you lost 0-2.
Yeah, but that was only a friendly. We qualified in 73 for the 74 World Cup. We beat Czechoslovakia 2-1.
My jsme se v roce 73 kvalifikovali na mistrovství světa 74. On se nedá vysvětlit.
Joe Jordan scored.
Aren't you afraid that the result may be similar tomorrow? Aren't you afraid that the result may be similar or repeated?
Well, I hope the same players that played in 73 and 78 are going to be playing against us tomorrow. I think we'll have a good chance.
Já doufám, že to nebudou ty stejný hráči, který proti nám hráli v 76. takže...
But we know Sparta are a good side. But we're not here to be pessimistic, we're here to be realistic and optimism. As I say, it's unfair to compare the national team with a club side, and you're talking about what, 30 years ago or something. I don't think it's a fair comparison.
Já myslím, že pokud jde o Spartu zítra, tak Sparta je určitě silný mančat, takže já na jednu stranu asi si nemyslím, že by měl být důvod k pesimismu, na druhou stranu je potřeba se na ten zápas soustředit a ty srovnání, to srovnáváte tady klubové věci a mezinárodní zápasy, jen tak to snad není fér. Samozřejmě myšleno v směru. I also meant it in the most affectionate manner, and just to remind you that you've already lost once at this particular stadium.
I've lost at most stadiums. It's very kind of you, know, with psychology's certainly been kicked in now, so.
Kenny, just with this talking point that Raheem's goals have brought about this week, are you having to manage expectations already?
We don't have to manage expectations of anybody other than yourselves. You're the ones that have blown it out of proportion, not us. As I say, he can handle it, we can handle him, but everybody needs a little bit of help. And as we said before, he might have got the praise for the performance the other night there, but there was a lot of people who deserve it. Flano and Jack Robbo, who have already been in squads, Europa Cup squads before. I think it's Connor's first out with the squad, so it's fantastic for them. And we've had the benefit of having some of the young kids come train with us at Melwood, so they're not too strange to the surroundings. And I think that's an advantage to them as well. But I think you've got to be very, very responsible when you're talking about Raheem.
Ještě jedno na téma Rahima Sterlinga a jeho úspěchu v posledním zápase. Předposledním jsem dobře rozuměl, třeba góla opravdu nahoru a je to velmi talentovaný hráč. Tak není to jenom Sterling, je to i Flanagan a celá několik dalších hráčů, který se v poslední době daří z té úplně nejmladší generace.
Okay, ladies and gents, thank you very much. Can I
No
just
problem.
speak to Prince in the corner here? Thanks.